I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy.
Welcome all,
Had
this
to
is the
work hard,
Australian
struggle just
Indie
to be
Wrestling
me.
cast, fellow wrestlers, trainees, event support staff, friends, foes, and everyone in between. If you have a topic, you can reach out to the Don at the Don Morleone. The Don, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. It's starting to cool down in Perth. We're not in winter yet, but it's on its way. So it's it's hoodie season. Keeping warm. This weekend we had a trainee show at the School of Pro Wrestling, which is the guys who are not ready for the School of Pro Wrestling shows or the big main shows that we hold at different event centers. And it's just a chance for the guys who've been training to flex the muscles, to see what they can do in a match type situation. And to be honest, I'm really quite hyped with how everyone's progressing and what their abilities are at. Obviously, there's still more work to do. Even guys who've been doing it for a long time have always got something to work on. But there's a good little crop of guys coming up. I will say some guys who have been on the ESPW shows that were on this trainee show is simply the best. The Ox, Matty Riggs, and Adonis Dagger Matthews. Those guys are killing it, and you will see a lot more of them in the near future. Hopefully not just in Perth, but all around the country in pro wrestling. So they were my big standouts for the Saturday.
So this is a show of people who haven't yet made the EPW School of Wrestling, but they're training with you guys, and they are intermediate trainees or expert, or what level?
Some beginner. So you obviously got to be smart, and you can't just put brand new trainees in with brand new trainees.
Of course.
You got to have a good mix of like brand new, very experienced, some experience. You got to match people up the right way so that they can actually perform well and have something they can be proud of after they've done it. Even though, again, like I say, everyone has stuff to work on. There's always points that you can pull up and go, hey, look, XYZ was good. ABC needs work. It's just the nature of the game.
Probably all in front of one of the most harshest audience there is, friends, family, and peers.
That's it. Yeah, it was a closed session. It was only, the people on the show could invite a couple of people just so they can show off what they've been learning and stuff like that. A few trainers in the building. Should have been more trainers in the building. I'm calling you guys out. If you are training these guys and they're there to show and perform their duties, you guys should be there to be able to give feedback and know what they need to work on in future training sessions. So big ups to the two trainers that were there, and three including myself, and shame on you to those who are the trainers at EPW and were not there for that one. Calling you out, guys. Fight me.
Bam.
But no, it was good all around. Just a great little team building exercise for the newer guys as well. Learning it's the start of learning of what's going to happen when you get put on a show. How it all works.
To the shows and gets them closer to the local stage and the national stage, shall we say?
That's it.
And
yeah.
Of the international stage, shall we move on?
Yeah, that's it. I think we've covered it.
I think we've covered that. Well, speaking of the international stage, during the week, Indie Hartwell popped up on TNA Wrestling. And,
yes, very cool.
During the segment, it was mentioned she had signed with TNA, and Indie Hartwell is the new signee with TNA. Signee, is that the correct word? She's signed on the dotted line.
Newest wrestler under contract in TNA. It was only a matter of time before she made a move to somewhere in the States or abroad anyway. Just because you finish somewhere, take that time, have a break, which you don't generally get when you're on the road for these things, and then reassess and go from there. And I think it's a great spot to go to. It's not over inflated with a heap of Australian talent. There's quite a lot of Australian talent out and about at the moment in a lot of different places. And I don't think there's a lot in TNA at the moment. So it will bring a little bit of a different, not so much style, but different kind of competitiveness in that area because it's, someone different.
Well, it's definitely the better place to sign with TNA. With the WWE affiliation, we could see Indie Hartwell back on NXT very soon as a surprise contestant or something like that.
Or even at a PLE, you saw Joe Hendry.
Well, there you go. So, this is the crossover that's happening now. So it's a good move for Indie Hartwell to sign with TNA. If she's not with WWE, AEW and New Japan not looking that prospect now. Like not having the same shine they did a couple of years ago, maybe to some of the more professional wrestlers out there. The Don, do trainees, people around the clubs, do they talk about TNA as an option, or is it still the heavy New Japan influence that we get over here in Australia?
Yeah, there's still a lot of people who are more focused on your New Japan or AEW, all that sort of thing. Like there's not as much talk of your TNAs and stuff like that. But really, at the end of the day, it should be wherever they can get, if that makes sense. It shouldn't be, I really just want to wrestle for this promotion. You want to get out there and wrestle for anyone and everyone as much as possible. I mean, you look at AAA's now under the TKO umbrella. Like, you could be anywhere and things can happen, and it creates an opportunity. And the people that you meet, a lot of guys moving from spot to spot, like even guys like a few years ago, Jeff Cobb was in Australia. And he was doing a lot of stuff for New Japan, and he was just finished up in New Japan, and now he's moving over to the WWE. Like this, it's all about going where you can get, doing as much and as best as you can, meeting people, introducing, networking, working on your craft at all stages of the game, and really just promoting yourself. And that's a big thing. I think there's in Australian wrestling in general, there's people who do self-promotion really well, and there's the rest which don't do any or very little self-promotion. I, for one, am very guilty of not having the best self-promotion. Well, that's until we made a podcast. That's pretty good self-promotion, I think. But in general, if you want to show that you can walk the walk and not just talk the talk, you need to work on all your presentation in all areas. How you present yourself on social media, where you are. A lot of guys in Australia don't do much in the way of personal appearances. Maybe there could be a little bit more done where they're representing themselves, like say online and in person at different events, maybe charity events and stuff like that, and making a big deal of it. I'm sure there's guys that are in wrestling that do all kinds of charity stuff, but they keep it on the down low because maybe they feel like shouldn't be part and parcel of it. But if you want to increase your status in general, you need to be seen and heard. And the more we work on that sort of stuff, the more we do that, the bigger the industry itself becomes, not only just for yourself, I mean, majorly for yourself, but then the rising tide floats all ships, that sort of thing.
That's right. And Don, it's definitely better to be seen and heard than seen and smelt. As Liv Morgan pointed out during the week.
Yeah, there's only a couple of senses that you really want to excite, and then the smell sense, it can go very bad for you.
Bad. Yeah, it can go great if you're in a field of roses, or it can go poorly if you're in a field of wrestling fans. Apparently, so Liv Morgan tweeted during the week, if you all could have a shower and stop smelling, I'm not going to let you near me. I don't let any man near me, along those lines. She really went to town on the Smelly Fans. And to be honest, look, Don, I'm going to put it on both of us because I'm not going to let you take just the heat for this, hey. I've got to agree with her. Smelly Fans, it's just, why does it have to be part and parcel in wrestling? Why when I sit down next to someone do I have to sit down next to a cheese factory as well? Is it really that hard to have a shower at 4 or 5 p.m. and then go out for the evening? Or just get scrubbed up, especially if you intend to go and actively seek out these performers and take photos with them, interact with them. Hey, how about put your best foot forward? I don't know. That's just me. But Don, I could be wrong. The Don, take it away.
No, to be honest, you're 100% accurate. And it doesn't just apply to wrestling fans. It's just people in general. But for some reason, wrestling fans have it a lot. There was a really great video that Steve Austin did a while ago, just taking the piss, where he's like, you see these gimmicks?
Get in that goddamn shower, hit the bar of soap, put a little water on it, And rub it all underneath your armpits, around your balls, and your fucking asshole, would you smelly prick? Here's a tube of toothpaste. What you do is you pour some of this out on a little toothbrush and you scrub them fucking gimmicks in your mouth. They're called teeth. Get all that yellow shit off of them. Your breath don't smell like a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Deodorant. It's a miracle worker. You put it under your fucking armpits. You get me?
Up your arm and you put that some bitch under here. Like it's not rocket science. Have a shower, dry off, put on some deodorant, put on some cologne, brush your teeth. When you do have a shower, wash behind your ears, wash your hair. And what? Also, the same applies for guys backstage. Wash your gear. If you have wrestling gear, you don't get out of it after your match, throw it in your bag, and then leave it there until the next time you wrestle. You take it home and wash it, okay? Because nobody wants stinky knee pads, or someone's got you in a front face lock, and all you get is a nose full of bad, smelly tights. Like, keep it clean. You know what I mean? Or maybe you think your musk is attracting women. It's the opposite. You're out in public. You're a human being. We're all human beings. Yes, there are smells that come out of our body, but we can cover them. We can wear clean clothes. We can not wear that shirt that you've had for 15 years and have washed it twice, and as soon as you put it on, it just stinks. Basically, check that stuff.
We shouldn't have to give the community hygiene standards to attend shows.
No.
So that's basically what it comes down to. To be honest, we both agree with Liv Morgan. Have a shower before you attend these events for everyone's sake. Hey, for yours and mine.
Yeah.
And Liv's. And everyone else you decide to do hover hands to. Yeah. Please. But moving on to the next, we've still got the Red Castle issue, some residual Red Castle issue. So after everything that's gone down, Red Castle released an AI apology, which of course went as down as well as you could imagine, Don. Basically, Logan Pierce has dropped their title, so they're no more, they're kaput. And the good news out of all this is NHPW is now putting on Tarlee versus Tessa, the Don. Will you be going to see that at NHPW when it's on?
I hope so. I haven't planned my week. I'm going to do my very best. I love the guys down at NHPW. I've wrestled there many times over the years. It's a great little crew down there. They're often, blooding you guys, like getting them into the shows and really putting them on display, and bringing in great international acts. They've given me so many opportunities over the years, and they've seen an opening here where something's gone wrong and they're trying to right a wrong. And power to them. Shout outs to Heritor, Mana, and the rest of the crew down there. Hopefully I can make it down there and see you guys soon.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be online and us over East can see that. But yeah, so a bit of good news out of what was an unfortunate situation, and yeah, that's all. That's pretty much all we have to say on the matter. Talk about the good thing to come out of Queensland wrestling, the Don. Pro Wrestling League has hit you up.
Yeah. So obviously last time I went down there, made some friends, made some connections. They have recently announced that they're going to have a show in Coffs Harbour called Chaos in Coffs on November 1st. That's right, PWL in New South Wales. They're branching out a little bit. I know where they normally hold their shows is not that far from the border, to be honest. So doing something out in Coffs Harbour, which is quite close to the border between New South Wales and Queensland, really going out. And from what I understand, they've sold out all their front row tickets already. The hype train is in full steam, and it's really cool to see these guys are kicking some ass in Queensland and starting to spread out a little bit. So shout out to Pro Wrestling League. Chaos in Coffs, November 1st. Get your tickets now. Get out there, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's always great to see a company expand their territory. Remember how excited the crew was getting into the BCW bus just to go across from Melbourne to Sydney. Going around and standing there with about 40 people, and the excitement level is so high. So I can just imagine the excitement around the build up towards it, and just feels like a tour, doesn't it? I mean, we don't often get to tour the other states with our immediate crew, shall we say. So
No, that's it. Like generally, it's sort of just people flying interstate for one booking or two bookings. But when it's a crew of majority of the same wrestlers moving between states, it's really cool. It sort of gives a vibe.
Trip.
Yeah, road trip. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be a part of one of the BCW double nighters between Melbourne and Sydney a few years ago. It's just a great vibe to be able to. The closest thing that I think a lot of Australian wrestling people will get to, like not full time, obviously, but that style of full time roster where you get to move around with the same sort of crew and travel and lodging and stuff like that. And there's people and it's not sort of you just pick yourself up, go across the country, you don't know a whole bunch of people and go and have a show. So it's very cool. Hopefully there's a lot more of it across the country more than anything. But
if you are one of the top tiers traveling every weekend, getting put up, oh man, what a life.
What a life. Yeah. What a way to live.
What a way to live, hey?
But yeah, no, it's the height of wrestling around the world is huge, and the height of wrestling in Australia is just building and building, and with all the numbers that we're seeing at different shows and the hype and the build and it's just really exciting, and hopefully everyone keeps pushing to raise the bar and giving the quality of show that people are used to, and just exceeding it as often as possible, and just helping everything build.
Huge show at Dreamworld on the weekend with IPW. That looked like an amazing crowd over there. So big success for Impact Pro Wrestling at Dreamworld. So they're going strong over there. So yeah, it's just good to see everyone kicking goals on that side of the country. And moving forward and moving onwards and upwards as we prune away the waste and move forwards.
That's it.
Let's. Have you got anything else for us, or are we going to go to what's on the weekend and wrap this thing up?
To be honest, as far as Australian wrestling goes, I'm trying really hard to continually watch as much as I can. There is just so much content out there at the moment.
Caught and shared MayhemPro during the week, so that was worth a watch. If you guys are looking for Australian wrestling, check out MayhemPro. There'll be a link to it in the description of this video.
Yep. So yeah, just get around it, guys. So yeah, I think it's time for what's on the weekend, or what's on the weekend. Wrap around the country.
Well, that's your segment, Don. So take it away.
All right. So there is just an insane amount of wrestling going on in the month of May. Even in these next couple of weeks, there is something happening everywhere. We're starting off in the most southern point of Australia is Tasmania. They have a show New Dawn on May the 3rd. Coming all the way back to Perth, we have ESPW, the School of Pro Wrestling, have Out of Control on May the 3rd. Main event of that one will be the Darkest Soul, Robbie Hart, versus the least Mexican lucha, Del Cano, for the Pride Championship. It's going to be a killer night. There's heaps of great matches that have all been announced for that one. Yeah, that's it. That's how it is. Then also on May the 3rd in Sydney, Newcastle Pro Wrestling have Fight Night at the Warners Bay Theatre. Again, May 3rd, it's all happening. Then we're crossing over to Melbourne. Still, same night, May 3rd. Could you imagine if they did like a WrestleMania 3 where they just did a little bit of every show that would cross? Oh, man. Wouldn't that be like for people who, anyway, sorry.
Every Saturday night, Don, it's called YouTube.
Yeah. But imagine if you didn't have to change it. Anyway. PCW, they have their weekly Ignition in Ferntree Gully at the Southeast Entertainment Centre on May 3rd. So, yeah, 4 shows just this weekend. It's intense. Then we've gone to the following weekend. We've got All-Star Wrestling, Only the Strong Survive the Padstow RSL, May 10th. Then up in the far north, Queensland. Not far north of Queensland, I just call Queensland the far north. QWA have their show Double Tap at the Northern Beaches High School, also on May the 10th. Staying in Queensland, Pro Wrestling League have Doomsday on May 17th at Kedron Wavell Chermside. I don't understand those 3 words together. I imagine it's a venue.
It's a venue in a suburb. Chermside's a suburb.
Yes. Okay, cool. I'm learning here.
It looks
Go
like
banana.
it looks like Chemside, but it's Chermside. Yeah.
Chermside. Sorry, my apologies. I'm getting there. So that is on the May the 17th, which is the following weekend. Back into Adelaide, ACW Behind Enemy Lines, May 17th. I know we said we were going to cut it at 17th, but I'm going to rattle off the whole month because fuck it, why not? Adelaide Wrestle Rampage, Mayhem at Lion Arts, May 24th. EPW Gold Rush at the Cannington Exhibition Centre and Showgrounds, May 24th as well. Actually going to have a killer main event, Marcus Pitt versus James Harness. I'm real keen for that.
You heard it here first.
Oh, fuck. No, he's no, 100%. He's been calling me out for ages.
All right, cool.
He's been calling out. It's happening. It shouldn't be a heard it here first. I'm not that guy. I'm not lifting the curtain and letting everyone in backstage. I'm 100% sure. And if it's not, then you heard it here first.
For the 260 people that watched last week, hopefully you've heard it here first and you've returned.
Back to Adelaide, key to the city at the Goodwood Community Centre. May 31st is RCW. But then also one that I've missed on purpose is High Stakes, MCW, May 17th. Ricky South versus Caveman Ugg for the main event. Yes, that's all of the...
That's going to be an interesting event. I've actually bought myself a front row ticket to that event. Front row. Cost me a pretty penny, and I thought, hell, why not? While I'm here, I'll grab a VIP ticket to the Ballroom Brawl in the raised section. So I thought I'll try that out and let everyone know what it's like, because you know me, I don't like to sit up. I don't like to get the special treatment. I don't like to sit up with the wrestlers while the show's on. I don't like to bigwig other people. I like the fan experience. I like to go in as a fan and see what see what everyone else is experiencing, like the 1,300 other people that went to the show with you. I want that experience. I don't want the oh hey Mr. Promoter, let me sit with your special crew up the back so I can feel like a special guy. I love sitting with the crowd. Not when they smell. Let's make that clear. You know, but there was two nice gentlemen sitting next to me at the last MCW show I went to, so that was always good. So I think I'll give it another go. Front row, it's with the diehards. I thought I'll buy it with the diehards. And,
why not?
See where that takes me. So I'll have that to report on. Adam
and
Brooks,
if you are lucky, you may even get a Philippe ripping off your shirt. Was that the one that did it last time?
Yeah. I'm not really keen on it, brother, ripping off
two
my
shirts.
shirt. Yeah.
Wear two shirts, brother.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Oh, man, I'll be wearing 3 shirts just in case both of them decide to do it, hey?
That's it. You're a tag team.
I'm prepared for you guys. I know what you're like. The matches announced Adam Brooks versus Ryan Rapid, so that's what made me buy my ticket. Just that match alone was the only match announced, and I slammed down my $80 or so for a front row seat. And then I thought, while I'm here, I'll buy a Ballroom Brawl ticket, which costs well over $100. Yeah, which is, you know, it's probably the most I've ever paid for an Australian indie wrestling show. But watching from the end game and where I was for end game, not saying it was bad, not saying that at all. It was great seats. I got in real early and we had the pick of the litter, picked where I sit, but you know, then the crowd, you saw from my photos, then the crowd swelled in front of me, which that's a wrestling show. Let people in, the more the merrier. You know, especially when you're running the thing and trying to make money, the more the merrier.
Yes, the more the merrier.
Without going past the fire code, shout out the dude. But you know, so I'm going to High Stakes front row. I'm going to Ballroom Brawl in the VIP section raised. So I'll be letting you all know how that goes, and we'll be looking forward to that. But I'll be doing a separate video on my Ballroom Brawl VIP experience, what it gets you, and how it is.
Yeah, I am looking forward to hearing all about that. But seeing as how you mentioned, shout out to Dude about the fire code. I am remiss in the fact that while I was doing my research for what's coming up, what's wrap around Australia, May 16th, Seasonal Brewing Co. Dude Where's My Ring presents Long Live the King. Get your tickets now. These guys sell really quick. They just got out of Jackrabbit Slims where they had a massive crowd.
This is
Seasonal
a big one.
sells out. Seasonal sells out. I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that because it's a tagline. Seasonal sells out.
So
Go get it.
seasonal is a smaller venue that can only hold about 250 people. Where is it Jackrabbit Slims, the old volcanoes, can hold about, I think it's 700.
I think it's a lot, but I know 700 is a little bit big. They are small rooms.
I was going to say probably not with a ring in there, but that doesn't really count.
Yes. No. If you were just there for a disco.
Yeah. We're there for the discotheque.
The discotheque.
If you're there for the blood, the barbed wire, and the hardness, and everything else like that, get along.
Yep. You don't want to miss out. It is a great all-round show. You are spoiled for choice in Perth for wrestling at the moment. It's all happening. Same as around the country. There's just so much going on. Get around it and buy a ticket. Make sure if you get there and you see one of your favorite wrestlers, go to the merch stand, buy a t-shirt, buy an 8x10, buy a cap, whatever they're selling, that money goes straight to those guys. While they get a booking fee for their match, merchandise is where the real meat of the payment comes in. So make sure you get around it, get behind it, and get around Australian wrestling.